Okay, now we are moving into our second step, partitioning into petroleum ether. We do this partitioning because when we extract carotenoids and chlorophylls into the acetone, other phytochemicals also come into the acetone. They are dissolvable in acetone. So we need only pigments, not other things. So we have to partition pigmented material into another solvent. That solvent is petroleum ether. There are two boiling point ranges now. We use lower boiling point range petroleum ether, 40 to 60. There are another group of petroleum ether, 60 to 90 I think, but we don't use that because we have to heat to lower boiling points, because if we not use 40 to 60 petroleum ether, we have to heat our carotenoid solution into higher temperatures. That will affect to the stability of our carotenoids. That's why we use low boiling point petroleum ether. Heating step I will explain. We have to heat our solution because we have to evaporate petroleum ether finally. So let's move into initial methods. This is our acetone fraction, acetone extract of our pigmented materials. To do partitioning, we will transfer this acetonic fraction into the separatory funnel. 125 milliliter separatory funnel, properly washed. We will add our carotenoid and chlorophyll mixture into the separatory funnel. By using a small funnel. Okay, we added, but some acetonic fraction also remain here because we didn't wash this. So we do our partitioning with petroleum ether. So we add small amount of petroleum ether into this flask. And wash the glasswares and add into this separatory funnel. Do this step several times until the all carotenoids get dissolved in this pet ether solution. You have to do several times. I think 3 to 5 times is sufficient. Working with single hand is very hard to do because I have to handle my camera in one hand and I use my other hand to do everything. So I'm really sorry if you have any disturbance. 3 times, another time, wash properly, shake it properly, and now you can see very pale color. Most of carotenoids are transferred. I think now it's sufficient. So we have to add petroleum ether again because we added a small amount. It's not sufficient. We add some amount of petroleum ether again, around 10 milliliter, with the aid of our previous flask. Wash it again. You can see there are it look like two layers, but it's not well separated. We have to add sufficient amount of petroleum ether. The sufficient amount could identify by observing this lower edge of the separatory funnel. It will be more clear if we add sufficient amount of petroleum ether. Please observe it. I add another portion of petroleum ether. Carefully observe the change of the bottom of separatory funnel. We have to shake the separatory funnel very carefully one time and release the lid. Now you can see the bottom is clearing. You can see the green layer is going to upper, and there is a light yellow color layer is formed. That is the indication of petroleum ether we added amount is sufficient for this separation. Now you can see upper layer is green color, lower layer is yellow color. Actually this is aqueous layer. We did not add water, but in green leaves itself contain some amount of water. That water goes down into the bottom. This layer contains our acetone fraction and pet ether fraction both. We have to separate it. We have to get our carotenoids into the petroleum ether layer. Petroleum ether layer is on the upper portion and acetone and aqueous part in the lower portion, but they are not separated well. To get a clear separation, we have to add a small amount of distilled water. This is distilled water, or it's better you can use deionized water. We add a small amount of distilled water. Please carefully observe the change. Okay, now you can see it's clearly separated. Your upper layer is carotenoids and other unnecessary things goes to lower layer. Lower layer is the acetonic and aqueous layer. Upper layer is the petroleum ether layer. To get a better separation, we shake it again one time. Oh, now it's okay. Please cover it until light will affect. I uncovered it to easiness to show you. However, you have to cover it properly when you are doing. Okay, keep it few minutes to settle down while we have to preparation of another setup to separate the upper layer of petroleum ether and filter it. So this flask is rotary evaporator flask, or you can use another conical flask also, but I directly use rotary evaporator flask because it will be reduce the loss of carotenoids when we are transferring to more glasswares. Some of carotenoids will loss. That's why I directly filter my carotenoid solution into this rotary evaporator flask. So this is not sufficient. We have to add another things. We have to get a funnel in your lab. You can find these adapters we use to filter solutions, actually suction filtration apparatus. These are reducers 14.5, 23. It's not matter what is the reducing size. I use these types of reducers and suction filtration equipments. I connect these because I will set this part is to my rotovapor flask, but you can see it's not fit. It's better you have this neck size reducers, but I don't have that, so I use this rubber reducers. This rubber reducers to the neck of the flask, and I will fit my apparatus, suction filtration apparatus, into this system. Now it's okay. Now I have to fit my funnel. This funnel, through this funnel I filter my petroleum ether layer. But why should I filter? The reason, by using a dropper or something, we can pipette this upper layer and transfer into this funnel, and they will collect in my rotovapor flask. But however, the lower layer contain water, and some amount of small amount of water already contained in this petroleum ether layer also as suspended forms. So we have to get rid of that water. You know, water has higher boiling points. If the water goes into my rotovapor flask, I have to heat my solution into higher temperatures. That's why I should avoid water. So I have to filter this petroleum ether layer through this funnel to get rid of water. But how to get rid of water? By filtering. That's why we have to use sodium sulfate, solid sodium sulfate powder into this funnel, and through that sodium sulfate layer we have to filter our petroleum ether layer. Now you have a matter. Sodium sulfate is a powder like thing. If we add it into the funnel, they will directly goes into this flask. That's not possible. Yes, I know. That's why I will use cotton wool plug inside of the funnel, and on that cotton wool plug I will layer my sodium sulfate powder. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the cotton wools. You can easily find them in pharmacies. I get small portion. I will properly plug it into the hole of my funnel. Use a glass rod to plug properly. Actually, it's not easy to use one hand. Please give me time